Hey, what up, everybody? Steve Breach coming to you. Just the other day, I was able to check out Wrestlemania 25 on Blu-ray. I honestly haven't seen this show since the day it was on pay-per-view back in the day. It was honestly a real cool day. It was one of the first days I ever live tweeted a show. I checked out Twitter when I just joined just the month before, and I was able to find out there was a lot of people on there talking about WrestleMania. And so as I was watching it, I was tweeting what I did. So this is how long I've been, live tweeting shows was since this day. And I still have a lot of followers that I gained that day, and I still talk to a lot of people that I started following that day as well. But uh, honestly, this show takes a big beating on YouTube here. A lot of people call this a big shit fest. And honestly, throughout my review here, that's pretty much what it was. I didn't watch the Dark Show match, but the tag team titles were on the line between the Carlitos and then Miz and Morrison. I didn't check that out, but it's on there. But the match actually started with the pay-per-view, and it kicked off with good old Money in the Bank. You had CM Punk, Kane, Mark Henry, MVP, Shelton Benjamin, Kofi Kingston, Christian, and Finley. Little spread around guys from SmackDown, Raw, and ECW there for you. CM Punk won his second straight win in the Money in the Bank, which surprised a lot of people. A lot of people were pulling for Christian. You can tell he gets the hugest pop when he climbs it up there. But Punk winning this one, he was able to have a better reign on top, I think, with this championship win. He cashed in on Jeff Hardy, which made it a big, huge feud with him. Helped push and elevate Punk to being a real top of the line superstar, not as big as he is today in 2011. But honestly, these guys did just about everything. Kane just sort of sets up the ladders and the tables for the spots that they're doing. But all in all, a pretty good scattering of guys out there, and you couldn't ask anything better than that. A Money in the Bank to kick it off, and it made me feel like they were moving in the right direction. Pretty cool. Like Kane won a championship after this. Mark Henry had a real big 2011. One of the only first-time champions they've made in the last little while without using the Money in the Bank to cash in order to do it. The only one other one I can think of is Sheamus when he beat John Cena. MVP's in here. A real big fan of that guy. I always thought that they were going to push him to the top as I was watching this. I thought he had a real big chance to win. Shelton Benjamin always has good outings when he's in the Money in the Bank matches. Kofi Kingston, this match suits him, but I just really don't see it. Christian had a real big chance to win it. And Finley, I don't really understand what the hell he was doing in there. It didn't make any sense at all. From there, we jump into the 25 Diva Battle Royal for the Miss Wrestlemania crown that's won by Santina Morella when she eliminated Beth Phoenix and Melina, two of the real wrestlers they had in there. There was a lot of divas in there from past and present. You could say that Trish Stratus was in there, one of the biggest divas of all time. But you had names like Tori Wilson and Sunny. One of the biggest lookers in there was Tiffany from ECW fame. She was a girl that I sort of forgot about when I marked out when I saw her in there. One of the hottest chicks I've seen in WWE in a long time. But first thing that pissed me off was they cut the Kid Rock thing out of there. When CeeLo was at SummerSlam this year, they kept that on the DVD. So if you're gonna have the guy there and put on a show, I can't remember if he sang 2 songs or 3, but all the divas walked to the ring during his and that was their entrance. Why would you not get the rights to put that on there? I'd much rather not have to remember Kid Rock being there. But I'm a pretty big Kid Rock fan, so maybe I'm a little biased. But if you're gonna have something at the show that's gonna be on the pay-per-view, make sure you can put it on the dang DVD or the Blu-ray. It doesn't make any sense at all why you would do that. Like I said, there's a lot of divas in there from past and present, but most of the time you don't even know they're in there until they're eliminated, and then they're not even in the ring anymore, so they don't show them. So it's hard to pick up on who's who because you don't get any entrances. After that, you get Jericho. He was in the big feud that it was supposed to be against Mickey Rourke, is what I guess was heavily rumored, and then Mickey Rourke backed out because he was scared that he wouldn't win an Oscar if he was a real wrestler. Pretty stupid. It was fun to watch this that day. When I watched it live on the pay-per-view, Piper, Steamboat, and Snuka put up a good fight against Jericho. Flair was out there. He even took a couple bumps from Jericho, and Mickey Rourke knocks him out at the end. But it was really cool to watch that day, like I said. Steamboat bumping around was a good story, but when you go watch it, honestly, this match doesn't hold up. When it kicked off, it lit up in my mind like, oh yeah, this is the one, but it just doesn't do it. It's cool to see Steamboat, skin the cat, going out and coming back in, and all, but the match isn't that good. And the one problem I have is at the end of this is Mickey Rourke knocks out Chris Jericho. When this is the first time we've actually seen him on WWE TV, so you would think that something's going to come out of it, and we never see him again. So that's it. It's never spoken of. That's what I'm hoping they can remember, because it's rumored to have Shaq, do something with the Big Show at WrestleMania. He's not going to wrestle now, I guess, but well, one thing leads to another. They're probably going to have some sort of altercation, which doesn't make sense because Shaq's going to be a good guy. He's not, going to turn heel. That doesn't make sense. Big Show's a good guy. Cody Rhodes is a bad guy, so it doesn't make any sense for them to have some sort of altercation. But more than likely, they'll do it because they'll get him on SportsCenter and get him a lot of news. So, what the hell not? And then never talk about it again, so that makes no sense. Anyways, this Legends match doesn't make any sense to me. It just didn't really get it. After that, we had Matt and Jeff Hardy beat the crap out of each other for 13 minutes in an Extreme Rules match. But, I don't know, I look at these guys as a team. And when you have a team and you break up the team, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I like seeing the Hardy Boys together. I don't like seeing them apart. So, it was just 13 minutes of not really caring about it. It was cool when we saw these guys actually duke it out at a Royal Rumble, 2001. I'm pretty sure is what it was, off the top of my head. That was just them, going at it for 90 seconds or 2 minutes, whatever it was. 13 minutes, I didn't really need. I like these guys together, so I think the crowd did too, because nobody really got into this at all. After that, we get Rey Mysterio and JBL, a 30-second match. What I first thought about this is when Jericho, when he got carried out, he says a lot of fans always tell him that he's disrespected, and they don't understand why WWE did that. And it was actually him and his idea. I think this is the idea that JBL had for his retirement. It sort of fits that character for him to get all pissed off and quit after he loses to Mysterio in 30 seconds. But all in all, the match is shorter than the whole build up and the whole promo at the end. So it really makes no sense. But maybe JBL was at a point where he just couldn't do anything else, and that was it. I want more, but I'm not going to get it. I was always a big fan of JBL, and I always wish that he had some other way to go out, but more than likely that was the way he wanted it. After that, we get the Hall of Fame announcements. Stone Cold comes out with the rest of his class, and when I watched this, I always thought it was a real class act thing, that once he was announced, he sort of walked off to the back, and I thought he was giving everybody else that moment out there, like Coco Beware and the Funks. And them, I thought he was sort of, giving it to them. Steamboat was out there, and little did we know he came out there on the quad and, tore it all up, drank the beer in the ring, and which people then were calling, he was final send-off. But, Stone Cold's going to show up on Raw once or twice a year, probably do a pay-per-view appearance as well. We'll never see him in the ring again. More than likely, we can hope we do. I think he would tear the house down one more time. But, it just was an awesome moment. Real cool stuff. After that, the shining moment of this show, Undertaker against Shawn Michaels. What hasn't been said about this? A lot of people call this one of the greatest wrestling matches out there. It's damn good. The only thing that you could pick out of it is the Undertaker dive onto Sim Snuka, who couldn't catch him. Sort of fucked that up. A lot of people point fingers at different people. Was it Michaels, Snuka? I don't know. I just remember the moment of Undertaker, thinking that he broke his neck. I had my computer hooked up to my television through the HDMI cable, and like I said, I was live tweeting during the show, and for this match, I kept getting closer and closer and closer to the computer, where I wasn't even looking at my 52-inch TV anymore. I was watching it just directly on the computer monitor. That's how good this was and how much it drew me into what I was watching, and just I always can remember just thinking that Undertaker broke his neck there on live pay-per-view, and there's nothing that we could do about it. And I liked how Michaels just, let him have all the time in the world, and then as the Undertaker was getting counted out to 10, just Michaels was begging and begging for the ref to hurry up, because he would have took that win as a count out, because he'd known he gave Undertaker everything that he could at that point, and that match is just awesome. There's nothing much more you can say about that. When Cena, Edge, and Big Show came out, I was hoping for a good match, but I got taken out of it by the clips that they show you that build up the feud. I sort of forgot that this was a built around Edge and Big Show's love affair with Vicky Guerrero, and how John Cena wiggled his way in there. It really made no sense, and I kept on thinking about that and the build up and why I had forgot about it for how bad it was, and it sucked. That's just pretty much all I can say about that. But I think everybody knows by this point that there was rumor that Batista and Cena were going to fight. Edge and Big Show were going to have their own match. This is the way they can actually get Cena in there. He got to hold the title up and say that he won it at WrestleMania, so everybody in WWE goes home happy. Really cool to see Cena pick up Edge in the Big Show. That's one shining moment of that match. And then there's the shitfest. Randy Orton and Triple H. There's nothing much more you can say about that. The one thing that always comes to mind is my buddy freaking Yeah88 said that this match is so bad that he was there live, and he was honestly at the point where he was falling asleep during this match, and the one thing that he kept on doing to stay awake was remembering how much money he paid to go to WrestleMania. And this was the last match, and this was the main event. But I'm a real big Triple H fan. He is the greatest in my book, and it's very hard to pick out bad Triple H matches, and I'll give you this one. This match sucks. It's bad. I don't know what they were doing. I think they killed it off with the whole feud. If these guys hated each other so much, and this was just that big of a bleak blood rivalry, why did they do the announcements where they all walked down to the ring, waited for the ref to hold the title up, and do the all big hoop and hurrah? These guys should have been fighting in the back. They should have been rolling down to the ring and just beating the crap out of each other the whole time. It makes no sense at all. Why these guys hated each other so much, but they would wait for their own entrances at WrestleMania. I don't care. They should have been beating each other up in the back alley brawl. I think the build up for this was good, but the payoff was bad. The match sucked. It makes about as much sense as R-Truth being on the cover of the Blu-ray and the DVD. Why he's there, I have no clue. But this is probably one of the worst WrestleManias out there. I would recommend almost anything else above this. It was fun to watch the show. I wish that I wouldn't have watched Money in the Bank, Punk, and Cena before, because that sort of set me up to watch something good, and I didn't get it after that. But let me give a little shout out. Mr. Angry Mark out there is sort of rolling through the WrestleManias as I have. He's put up one more review than I have. He reviewed 24 yesterday, so make sure you check out his account. It'll be down in the description box below. But thank you for coming by. I appreciate it.